That broken down and defeated, detergent busy and confused sleeping. You're dying while I wait you to get started on the journey chosen, wasted, now it's selected. I was so bad, what happened? Fall out of the sky and crush me in my smile. I was so bad at what happened. Fall out of the sky and crush me in my smile. Sober, sad and jaded. Then upcoming, they're broken down and defeated. You are dying while I wait you to get started. You are dying while I wait you to get started. I was so bad at what happened. Fall out of the sky, yeah. Crush me in my smile. I was so bad at what happened. Fall out of the sky and crush me in my smile.
I'm a motherfucking unicorn, a one-of-one. Divide being the love and light, then light and one. My karma is interstellar, I live by truth. Fighting evil, my scars are living proof. Protecting you from the storms with all my might. Love me, I will treat you right. You ever cross me, it's the last thing you'll ever do. With my crown of thorns, I'll wreck you. I ain't playing, yo, Bryan hard, call me a saint. Too bad Chris, because Bigfoot knows my name. I'm a messenger of God, with loyalty I serve. Taking out all evil with his holy word. A true Knights Templar, sword in hand. Slice you up, bury you in the sand. I'm a motherfucking unicorn, you'll never find anyone like me. Born in the Bronx, raised in NYC. So listen up, take heed. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. A true Knights Templar, sword in hand. Slice you up, bury you in the sand. I'm a motherfucking unicorn, you'll never find anyone like me. Born in the Bronx, raised in NYC. So listen up, take heed. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Well, I mean, Mark, thankfully, it's just, one shot of penicillin. I mean, what did I tell you about truck stops? What did I mean, we can discuss more when the show starts, but just be careful next time, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I think we're live. Are we live? We're live now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I got spent
Sorry.
the day.
Sorry.
Yes, in a cleavage.
Well, since you brought that up, Mark, it was a giveaway. It was giveaway today, giveaway day here on Third Eye Live. And we're going to get into it. I just want to say hello to everybody. We have Energy Shifter here. Hey. We have the one and only Natalie Smearman. She is awesome. And we're going to get you on, Natalie, too. We're bringing you in season 2, and we're waiting for Nana to come in. And then we have John Straw Dog in. He's great. We've got a bunch of people coming in. We've got the one and only, and we've got Mark Eddy, of course, is here. I'm just trying to go through. Diane Boz is here, right there.
We can start the show.
Yeah, now. We can actually. And then look at this. We have Michigan UFO sightings and paranormal encounters. I mean, Wayne, we gotta get an acronym. It's just too much to say. And we have a bunch more people coming into the show. But today I posted something. There was a little bit of a trivia thing. Where's Mark Eddy? And was going to give away something, but no one sent me answers or anything circled. But here's the answer key right here. Mark is located between the boobs, to the left, in the back, very back, and then right underneath the ear. So no one won today. We did get censored on X for this, or I did, but it is what it is.
I'm not complaining.
No, I'm not complaining at all. I mean, I just think it's whatever we have to do to promote the show. I mean, we were talking about pumpkin spice lap dances from you, and now with 100% pumpkin spice. And hey, oh my God, it's our one and only. Look at this, Julia Sims here. Julia Sims, by the way, an amazing research and investigator. We're gonna have you back on because you've been traveling a lot. I go to the west coast of Florida. I am in her own backwoods, and where is she? No fucking where to be found. Wanted to say hi. So we're going to get Julia back on. Amazing research and investigator.
She has some interesting stories too.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, the gentleman we're going to have on here, Natalie is laughing at this point, but he is a gentleman. He's a great guy. And independent documentary filmmaker, independent. I don't know what they call people like that. I didn't call him a filmmaker because it doesn't matter if you're independent or not. Researcher, investigator, and he's our guest. It's Greg Ogles and Ogles. It just doesn't roll off my tongue tonight. But Greg, welcome to the Third Eye Live broadcast. I'm going to put you in the top square. I'm going to make you bigger. There we go. That's it.
Well,
welcome to the broadcast.
The ladies will appreciate that.
Yes, I'm sure they will.
Yes, they will. Always... And the word that you're looking for is pimp.
Pimp. There you go. Pimp
yep.
daddy.
Yep. When you make the films that I do, they call you pimp.
They do. And you know what? I heard pimp gets a sandwich made.
Well, that's what the help's for, right?
Yeah.
The sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Exactly. It is just what it is.
And Mark, at least you got to hang out in some good cleavage, and at least it was not scrotum cleavage. That is always good.
Big difference.
It's a huge difference. It's scary at this point. Yeah. But this is what the show is about. It's about bringing great people in, having fun doing it, and giving a public vibe. But I have to do this because of the gentleman here tonight. There we go. And it's a kind of an inside joke. Who knows? But it's great to have you here.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, I appreciate you coming on. It's always, I've said this before to other people when I do interviews that, oh, it's great to have you on. I'm like, I'm honored to be asked to be on or to do a presentation or or present. And some people I've met, heads this big, you know, and they think because they are who they are in the paranormal world that like, I was waiting for you to, you know, like, no, dude, don't do that. You know, it's an honor. Actually, we is there really film anymore from Wayne, which is Wayne and Michelle run Michigan UFO Sightings, Paranormal Encounters. I'm sure you'll be back on and you'll be on their show. Is there really film anymore? That's a good question.
It's all digital. Yeah. It's all digital. I'm sure they still make film, but
they do. They still make Super 8 and 16 millimeter. It's super
I don't use
it.
It's harder to come by 35 millimeter.
Yeah, you know,
camera film. Like you really have to do a lot of shopping just to get 24 exposures.
Right. I mean, and developing. I know Costco. They used to do developing. I don't know if they still do at this point.
But do they do the editing?
No, they don't do the editing. But you're doing it now. So we had. I was telling Greg about, you know, someone we had on the show that I know, Evan B. Stone, and he has this whole thing. He went through this whole process about AI editing, and I love it. Anything you can use to, you know, almost automate to a degree tasks is great. And when I was explaining to you outside at the Crossing Realms conference, and I'm still working on getting, you know, what's going on. Why do I sound different? Do I sound different? Maybe it's my clown. I'm not really here. I don't know if I sound different, but
it's
do you have a grimace?
Yes.
You do have a grimace. Okay.
I think
Natalie must have sent you a grimace.
Probably. I mean, it could be that, but you know, I could do it as Alex Jones. You know, when I'm not watching Greg Old films, I'm watching Mark Eddy on Third Eye Live. Sorry, I won't do that. We can do a ton of different things. I don't know why my voice is different, but
sounds the same to me.
I don't know. I mean, like, Natalie's going to kill me because I drove out to Fort Myers when she was out there presenting her first presentation. She did a great job. And everybody that was out there, it was a great little conference. And I forgot the name of the actor. He was in all those pirate movies with Johnny Depp. I forgot what the heck it was called. But he's a midget.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. He's the small guy in there. And Natalie and I were like, let's go take a picture with them and send it to our friend over. Yeah. And I'm like, we're going to get killed. And then invite them to your conference. But Greg, you're an independent. Well, you're a filmmaker. So
yes, I am.
For everybody in the audience that may not know who you are, can you please just give us a brief bio on that, and then we'll get into some of the background of how you're doing what you're doing.
Okay. Well, I am based in Central Alabama. I go out and I started just as a hobby, and what I'm doing full time is a traffic engineer, and I took some of those skills into just doing the Bigfoot stuff, and I was like, hey, while I'm like filming all this stuff, why don't I make a documentary? Right? How hard can it be? Well, okay. It's pretty hard. I'll say that. It's pretty hard. But so I just got in to start doing that. Now I had no clue of what I was doing. It took years and years and years to make the Downey Booger, which was our first film. But I'm really proud of the way it turned out. It turned out really, really good. And we had several iterations of it, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I'm like, no, I want it to be the best that it can be. Granted, we have like zero budget.
Yeah, it's whatever you can get.
Yeah. You know, so it took a minute, and Brent was a good editor, and he put together a couple of good films for us. And you know, I've taken over the reins of editing now, and I've got one about finished. It's called The Vanished, and we'll talk about more about it later.
Yes.
And just starting on another one, Return to the LBL, Making Contact. So. You know, you can find some of those films like on Tubi TV, the Downey Booger that is, and I'm working on distribution for The Land Between the Lakes, my second film.
I saw your teaser that you just released another teaser
for the Return to the LBL. Mm-hmm.
Return to the LBL. I watched the LBL. Thank you very much for the DVD at the show. I do appreciate that because you know, I'm always doing something where I don't really sit down and watch television. The only time I'm on a TV set is I'll watch some podcasts on the TV, and then I can, you know, chat on the phone, or I'll watch a hockey game or something to that effect. But I was watching your, you know, like people like, what's a DVD player? You know, I literally have like, I had to buy one, and it was just like, what do you want for this thing? No. So you threw my Xbox. It was great, and it was a great movie. And I just finished watching because I want to catch up on. I love people that I know. I like watching their work, and I want to promote the work. Not just as I'm not a suck up. I thoroughly, if I'm promoting somebody, they have earned their salt. They are great. You need to watch them. You need to be on that. And it was on Tubi. It was fantastic. There's some great things on the Legend of the Downey Booger, which is very interesting. I mean, I'm not going to give anything away because in the legend, these two brothers are coming back from town.
Yeah, they're coming back from a dance, and you know, this is set back in the late 1800s, and so they're on horseback, right? So they're on the way back from a dance, and out from in front of them, out from a tree, steps this tall, hairy, wild man, and it spooks their horses. The horses refuse to go further, and they try to find another way to go home. Of course, being teenagers, their parents didn't really believe them until it happened again a little bit later. On that very same road, a moonshiner was carrying his payload, but you know, so to speak. And he turned around and he noticed that, you know, this tall, hairy, wild person was like lurking behind him, following him, right? So his first instinct was to take off and run, but he was like, "No, I got my payload." So he turned around and he shot the thing. And, you know, then he went back, told the sheriff. They got a posse. They carried him they followed it to a cliff where it fell. They assumed it fell to its demise.
Right.
So since the Downey cousins were the first ones to see it, and they called it the Downey Booger.
Yeah. And nothing. It's not really giving anything away. But I want to mention the super chat is open, and I don't have it yet. So I have no super chat. But because BMR's here, Rob's here. Oh, sorry. I can't. I was right next to it. You two guys are in a different room. You could have closed the door. And I thought I was going to, like, I got to sleep a little bit earlier, and then it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a lot of gas in the other room. Yeah,
there was a ton of gas in the other room. So after the Crossing Realms conference, which I thought was fantastic, everybody was great. We went to a Maya, which is it's in a place where your cell phones just go to SOS. Okay, there is no cell service there, but it was an insane asylum or something to that effect. And someone bought it, and then across the way of a couple hundred yards, maybe a quarter of a mile, you know, almost half a mile, they have all these little homes there, and we're able to stay in an Airbnb. It was a beautiful place. So it's Krista and Natalie sharing the queen bed in one room. You and Paul were sharing singles in the other. BMR was on the sofa, and I sat in because I was worried I was going to snore up a storm. I was a little congested. I'm sitting in sleeping in a chair, and I went to sleep. Greg was doing some good stuff with a Bluetooth speaker, and it was just fun and total sense of humor. I mean, we started out going before when we went to eat. I just posted "Happy Birthday, Greg," and I posted on his site. And then that night in the bar, I think we all stuck out like sore thumbs for the most part.
Yes.
They had a husband and wife doing the music. It was great. Then the wife came over. It's my birthday, and Greg was like, "Oh, well, surprisingly, it's mine too." He took a cupcake. She took a cupcake. It was just fun. But Greg was playing sounds,
like musical noises.
Like this.
Bluetooth.
But like you have that's a great, I love that track because it's a variety of fun things. It's beautifully done. And they're looking, Natalie's looking for like, where the hell is this speaker? Someone had too much to eat tonight. But Rob was on his back. Rob was feeling he was fine. He was out, he was sleeping. God bless him. And about 1:30, woke up to, the snoring. What I didn't say to anybody at the time, because I thought maybe I was just tired or whatever. I got a vibe because I was facing the window. So in this, where the Airbnb is, in the living room where we were sleeping, it's small, very small place, but beautifully done. There's a TV on, like a little counter. There's a door to the left, and there's a window to the right. And the bottom half of that window had like a white cloth covering on it, but the top was kind of open. And I swear to you, Greg, something was watching us in that window. I'm almost positive. I got the vibe on that.
That those woods back immediately to the back where we were staying. I mean, that was squatchy as hell. So,
oh yeah. I mean, when you and Natalie went over to the place to do some filming after we got back, I was just kind of, I was tired. I didn't sleep at all. So I was hanging out with Chris in the parking area, which was like the back of the house technically. And we're there, and we had a tree knot. And what people don't understand is Bigfoot isn't the only one that makes these sounds. They're not the only ones. There are other things. And I've said this before. We'll get into this. You have a Bigfoot, 99% of the time, there's also a dog man. And if you have a dog man, Rob's like, really? Was I snoring that bad? Dude, I made a film out of it. Yeah, you were. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I'm glad you were sleeping, but I was up, and then eventually I was so tired I fell back to sleep. But yeah, you're fucking champ. I mean, if it was an Olympic sport, you'd be on the gold. It'd be, dun, 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 they put the medal on you guys. But when we were there, that was so loud, and I always think Bigfoot first. But what was interesting is the next morning when everybody got up, Natalie and Paul stayed later. You took off, and I followed you. I took off as well. Same direction you're going, because I was going to Arkansas. You're going down to Alabama. So we passed, I forgot whose home it was, and it was kind of cool. And it's like, oh, he lived out here? No wonder why he did shit, and we were driving away. But when Natalie was there with Paul, they found a footprint. And when I saw that print, I said, that's a Dogman print, because you can see the three. Dogman it's a really weird print, and it almost has like three. It doesn't have the 5 digits. It has 3 digits, and it does have a haunch on it. And I said, I'll swear to God, I've seen that. That's a Dogman print. And that was just behind where we were staying. So we could have had somebody peeking in that night.
Yeah, very possible,
Yeah. And then again, it could be like, who the fuck's snoring? Like, what the fuck? Who are these people?
It was an interesting night. That's for sure.
It was fun. So, how did you go from traffic to Bigfoot. I mean, was Bigfoot or these cryptids always in your life somehow? And then, that I'm going to be a traffic control guy
when I was little, real little, 3, 4 years old, I was on a road going down to my grandmother's with my 2 older brothers and 2 older cousins. And we had this big giant beam of light just boom, come down on us. Right. And it was like so bright you couldn't see past the edge of the light. And you know how some light, or how like you shine a flashlight and it's diffuse toward the edges of the light. This was not like that. This was like sharp as a razor all the way around. And, I tried to look up and see, what was causing it. It was too bright, of course. And then I remember looking at my little hands and remembering I can feel this light. I can feel it. And now I would liken it to static electricity. It's like static, And then my next memory right after that was being on my grandmother's covered porch, a little small country house. And I remember thinking, well, how's the light coming through the top of the porch? And as I was thinking that, I kind of looked out toward the yard, and then the light like lifted up. It didn't like turn off and went, it was like lifted up, right? So I never really saw the craft. My oldest brother did. And it was a big giant triangle, right? And he said it covered up like the whole sky and just went and was off. So from an early age, I've had experiences with, things that are just odd, right?
We're going to get to that question in a second by Adam. Welcome, Adam Davies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, I think later that year, it snowed here in Alabama, and right at the same place, me and my oldest brother saw some footprints that came out of the woods, went over to my cousin's bedroom window, and then went back out into the woods. And there was these 3-toed prints, much like what you was describing.
Yeah.
So
when was the initial, like, how old were you in at the time when you had the light coming down the craft?
Like 3 or 4 years old. I was very young.
That was a while.
Very
so don't take it the wrong way. That's a while ago for everybody.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago.
And then the cryptid.
However, and then the cryptid one came later. But what I was going to say, going back to the UFO experience, what's really interesting is that I have no memory of how I got from the middle of the road to my grandmother's porch, and everybody else that was with us has the exact same memory gap. Nobody knows how we got from the middle of the road to my grandmother's porch.
So, okay.
Missing time.
Yeah, missing time.
If you're unaware how you went from point A to point B, yes, technically it's missing time, but it's more than that. It's missing consciousness.
It is.
Or thought.
And
which is, it's weird.
And thinking back on it, when it initially first happened, it was just getting dark, right? So that much I remember. And when it was over, it was completely black. There was no light in the sky whatsoever. And, you could see stars. That much I remember. So there was a period of time that had went by. I don't know exactly how much, but it was a good period of time that went by that we're missing.
Wayne asked when was that, Greg? He said
in the mid-70s.
Mid-70s.
Yeah, in mid-70s.
Because they had an encounter in 2018. Him and his wife had an encounter with a triangle UFO in March of 2018. Which drove them to create Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. Okay. Go sub to them. It's great, and always feel free to put in your links here in my chat. Mikasa Sukasa. So you see the stars. This is Grandma's house, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've spent tons. My grandmother was. Oh God, I miss you. But you're always there, and you know. So I understand that whole but you were lucky enough, living where you live. Is it very rural or like? Okay.
Very rural.
Right. So it's fun. You played in the woods, you played Army, whatever, all these games. You knew that property by the back and more by the back of your hands. I mean, you could do it in the middle of the night, but it's my personal opinion from what I'm hearing. I would easily, and I'm sure you believe the same thing. I think you guys were taken. And have you ever, I think you were taken for whatever reason, and then you were brought back. And
we were defective.
We were like, spring back.
We were defective.
We're just defective. I'm waiting for Natalie on that one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Natalie was like, "Oh, he's defective, all right." All the ladies in that group. So, but have you ever had a procedure where you had to scan something, they found something odd on an X-ray?
No, I've had 11 MRIs and everything else, and I've never been. Fine. No, yeah, everything's fine. I didn't have anything implanted inside me, thank goodness. Yeah. So there was no grimace situation there. So
yeah.
Greg, you spoke about you could feel the light. Obviously you can feel the heat coming off a lamp,
and it wasn't heat. It was
but what? How do you explain the feeling light? What can you explain that in a little bit more detail? That's intriguing. It's like it's lightning or something.
Put your finger in a socket, Mark. And just, I'm playing.
Gee, I had my head in cleavage all day. Now I'm supposed to put more body parts in something else.
Yeah,
I'm going to let Greg answer, but I am making you famous, Mark. I'm just going to throw it out there.
There you go. You take in the winter. Okay, and this is important. In the winter time, you take a balloon and you kind of rub it on your head or whatever, and you get that staticky feeling. And that's what it felt. It felt a lot like static. But it was a lot of static. It was like pin pricks. Like you're holding,
like your feet are asleep, but it's
maybe
in your hands.
Like your hands are sort of asleep just a little bit. You could feel these little pin pricks all over you, right? And it's very difficult to describe because, and forgive me because I don't have the vocabulary for it. It's something that I don't know a word for it. You could just feel it. It was like it had density to it.
Have you?
It's very difficult to describe.
There are certain lasers that, and you can do it actually with green and ultraviolet and stuff, but believe it or not, some of the later lasers, if you play around with commercial lasers, like non-commercial, non-industry lasers, if I touch you, you'll feel it on your skin. And then when you get into technology like this, because this has been reported numerous times, which is really, really great, it's not really just light. It's an alive. It's kind of a live substance and a sensor, and that the different feelings you were feeling, like that staticky, what you would describe as static, is these are different ends of that, whatever that light is used for. Tractor beam,
that's exactly what I was sitting here thinking. You guys had mentioned that it was probably taken. Maybe what I was feeling was this tangible substance or whatever that could grab a hold of you and pull you up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I was feeling.
I think that's they use these. they use these, like, we actually have the technology right now. We use it all the time in military-based drones. And when they do a sweep, there's multiple processes taking place in that sweep and different functions. And we have the ability, we've reversed engineered a lot of this stuff. So, I mean, I can't show you the proof directly, but there are patents for it you can look up. And basically, it's what Greg was experiencing. And some people in the science field have played with some of these lights and the ability of these things to literally grab mass or convert mass into, which is what we are, into energy, different molecules to take you up. It's
that's that I mean, now that we're sitting here talking about it, I actually really did not talk about that for a very long time. I didn't even talk about it until the feds not too long ago, when they started, when the Tic Tac video came out, and they said, "Oh, well, yeah, UFOs are real." That's when I really started talking about it.
Well, we have Stargazer in the chat, and they say if I was ever abducted, I wouldn't tell anybody. Just saying, and I understand that. Come on, we all of us grew up in a time where if you believed in UFOs and you believe in little green people, then they call you tinfoil hat people for a reason. I mean, we had our own special little school bus. That's how bad it got, right? But yeah, it's difficult to talk about, especially if you've experienced it.
Yeah, Greg, by the time you eventually started talking about it, it's a little bit after the release of Close Encounters, but there's so many. I think Steven Spielberg did a really interesting job of talking about like the different awakenings people have, making the Devil's Tower out of the mashed potatoes. But there's also when Richard Dreyfuss was in his work van, he had the cars coming up behind him, and he waves them on as he tried to figure out where he was to go for his job. And then you get the small ET coming down behind his van, and then it goes back up. Those movies like that made us aware of some of these different phenomena. So did that help you to realize that this is my experience might not be all that different than what's on the silver screen, but hey, I experienced that too?
Well, to be honest, I really didn't want to think about that experience for a long time. The Close Encounters, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoy all the sci-fi movies, and anything that's got cryptids, ETs, whatever. I enjoy them all. But did I feel some more acceptance of what happened to me after that? After seeing that, I think is kind of what you're saying.
In much fewer words.
Yeah. The short answer would be no, because it was traumatic to me. It was very, very traumatizing. And that's, I don't know what happened. All I know was that I was traumatized. That's all I remember. That's all I know. And I didn't want to think about it for a very long time. No, but, not only for the social stigma, because it was actually painful to think about, because, you really think, did this really happen to me? But I mean, I still had my 2 older brothers and 2 older cousins that
Right.
we all experienced this. And not long ago we all sat down and talked about it.
Over
and
a big bottle of bourbon. Whatever.
Yeah.
You want to talk
So-
about it? Give me some drinks.
But you asked me about what got me into it. That really sort of lit the fuse, so to speak.
Right.
And then I got into watching In Search of with Leonard Nimoy, and my favorite was the $6 Million Man with the bionic Bigfoot.
Yep.
Yeah, I was there about every week too.
Yes, I loved all of that, and that they had a little alien on there, the little alien tank looking thing scared me to death. I don't know why it scared me to death, but it did. It traumatized me, that little alien tank, and now that I think of it, was that PTSD from my early experience?
Very well could be.
Have been. Yeah, probably
Got
could. And maybe that's why I was so scared of those. Anyway, that's sort of what got my interest started in that, and when I started going out and doing this, I don't know if you call this beginner's luck or what, but when I started going off on my own and doing it, it was Brent and I, and Brent was my camera guy, editor.
Right.
We drove pretty deep in the woods, and after getting out of our vehicles, we were out of the vehicles maybe 45 minutes. And we came across some, a trackway of footprints that came down to this, came across this little bitty hill, and then went to a pond, and halfway around the pond, and then back out into the woods. And we're like, I'm a noob at this point, at Bigfooting, and I'm like, man, I'm going to solve this no problem. I mean, what's the big deal? You come out to the woods, there's a print there, what's the big deal? So I started doing what I thought was a good camera presentation, right? Well, until I went back and started looking at it, I'm like, oh hell no, ain't nobody looking at that. But it was fabulous evidence. That day we found not one but 2 trackways. 2 trackways. We also found I call it like a big bird nest on its side. It was so
like
big.
A bedding area.
I think it's more of a hunting blind, is what I think.
Well, yeah, okay, that would be fair.
Yeah. So like you got a bird nest, you put it on its side, you could walk into this thing, right? And it was right beside a trail, a deer trail, game trail.
100% on the hunting.
Right beside it. So, and I was just playing around, and I'm like, hey, Brent, I can get inside this thing. I didn't know. I didn't have a clue what this thing was. I should have had like tweezers and all kinds of stuff, looking for hairs, and having the camera looking all inside it. And right outside from that game trail, we found another trackway. And instead of them being the tracks being like 5.5 feet apart, like there was over at the pond, these were 8.5 to 9.5 feet apart.
So wait. Time out for a second.
Yeah.
So you got a left-right track, and it was a 9-foot gate.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you know how big that creature is?
Well, we figured he was running at that time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. We figured he was running.
If that's not running, you're close to 15 feet.
Yeah, we think he was running because the tracks were identical to the ones we had found earlier, 16.5 inches.
And do you remember how close one trackway was to the other? Like, was there
about a quarter mile?
Okay, so it wasn't, because a lot of times what they do is one will be in that hunting blind, and they'll herd them, the deer, to a certain spot where they get them, and they run them to it, and then whoever's in the hunting blind grabs it, breaks its neck, and then they get their food. That's why I was wondering. But
And
yeah, that could be a bigger.
yeah, that's what we surmised at the time. But I mean, what I really should have done was take these little flags and you stick a little flag inside the print and another flag inside the other print, and then you go back from a long distance and you can tell that one print is actually right in front of the other one. Like
Right.
a Bigfoot's supposed to be, and not one here, one here, one here. Like Bubba walking through the woods.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the most interesting thing, though, about the ones that came out from that hunting blind was they went into this big field, right? It was in a big field,
Okay.
and it stopped about about 2/3 of the way across that field. They just abruptly
I
stopped.
just wanted to stop.
Yeah.
Just curious. I know. What kind of phone do you carry with you? Like, are you an iPhone guy?
Well, I'm an iPhone guy now. Yeah.
You know what version? Like, are you a 12 or higher?
Right now, I just have an 11. Yeah.
Okay. It may be on the 11. I'm not sure, but if you can if you ever have to upgrade your phone,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think they do this on the Apple, the other ends of it, but one of the things I love about this phone, and I got it, not that I wanted to, I had an iPhone 12 because it has LiDAR on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
that's
when you get to that track, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to cast it personally as well, but when you get to the track and you're not carrying 15 pounds. Actually, we'll have Adam Davies. Adam, you're going to carry all the water and the plaster on this round. Only joking.
Yeah, right.
Right. I mean, if Natalie's going to make sandwiches, you might as well. No.
Well, yeah.
She's going to freaking kill me. But what's great about this is if you walk this over and you do the passes through, like a bunch of passes, the more you do, the better the print. And you bring it to a 3D printer, that will print you exactly that's there. It's going to even get those dermal ridges out of plastic. And then you can pour your cast in that plastic and make cast upon cast upon cast.
Now,
so it's a good technology to have.
Yeah, we were, speaking of casts, we were able to go back and get some casts. We got a cast of a footprint and we got a cast of a handprint there. So, we thought, my buddy thought it was just another footprint, while we were there. And I'm like, dude, just a handprint. It's a hand all day long.
What was the handprint in? Mud or?
It was like dirt, just dirt. Just hard dirt, And there was another handprint that was, would have been the other hand, but it was not castable. It wasn't deep enough.
Right.
But it was the hand is kind of like this,
Is it so it's more like knuckles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a theory on that because I don't think they don't need to put the full hand out. They go on their knuckles. Right. There's something about the knuckle print because and I've said this before, I don't know if I've mentioned to you, but I went on the West Coast with my buddy Stevie and his group, Creature Man. He was on the show. And I mean, it was one of those, we left at 11:30 at night to go investigate when all the action was at a camp, but it was my first time there. And I'm telling him, like, look, I know I'm the new guy. I'm going to go along with you guys, but we really should be at the camp. This is where all the action, we had the tree knocks, we had, everything. They were throwing acorns at my tent. I think they knew I was there, and we'll get into the connection of that too. But so we go and we eventually come back to our campsite at about 5 o'clock in the morning. It's the summer. You know what it's like in the South in the summer. It's 100% humidity. I've been walking for like 8 miles, not used to it. I'm in a sweatshirt. I said, I'm going to sleep in my car. And when I was sleeping in my car in this park that we go to, the state, whatever that we rented, where my car was, it was as close as you can get to those wooden corrals that they make for parking lot when you rent the campsite. I couldn't literally put my body through what, not even a child could for the most part. It was really small, probably under a foot. And when I was sleeping in the car, hand on the gun, I kind of like looked over at the passenger side, and I got that Jurassic Park. Something was outside watching me, breathing on the window, and you saw the condensation. I was like, I'm just too tired for you. You want to watch me, big guy? Watch me. But the next morning, the knuckle prints were there. And I couldn't figure out there was no good way to get the camera in there to get a good image because it was too dark. And I don't, we don't have somebody like with a spotlight to light it up and stuff. But it's always this, that knuckle. And I think,
absolutely.
I don't know why.
Absolutely. And during the filming of The Vanished, this film that's about to come out in January, I was out testing Adam's theory about what could have happened to one of the subjects that went missing. And lo and behold, we were traveling from, we had found this tree structure, right? And just beyond the tree structure, we found some prints and all that. It was excellent there. But we was going to another spot, right? So it was in the vehicles, in the trucks, traveling to another spot. And lo and behold, here comes this Bigfoot, comes straight out in front of us. It crosses in front of us where it's dark. It's in the headlight, so it's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting a good look at it. And I'm like, wonder why is this thing crawling? Because at first, for a split second, I thought it was a bear for a split second. And then like, there ain't no damn bear. But anyway, so it goes up the other embankment, right? And so when we immediately stop and try to get something on video, but it's going up almost a 45-degree angle embankment. But anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that, other than leaving 17.5-inch prints behind, footprints, it left these handprints on both sides where when it went up, when it went up that embankment, it left it, like if it was bears would dig in with their claws and it would leave claw marks, right? Well, this was leaving very smooth knuckle drags on the dirt as it went up, and one of its knuckles seemed like it had arthritis or something in it, and it dug into them. But it dug into the embankment just a little bit more than all the other ones, and it was consistent going all the way up. But the other one on the other side of it, like this far away, it was just smooth, just going up, and that's what I theorized that they would crawl on their knuckles because of the handprint that we got, and that's what finalized or kind of sealed the deal for me, that when they travel on all fours, they're on their knuckles when they travel,
like monkeys.
Yeah, like gorillas. Yeah, much like gorillas.
But I also think it has to do something with, and I can't, again, none of us can prove this. So everything is always hypothesis and conjecture because from our own experiences. But I think what it is, it's kind of like on a dog, and we'll use a canine as an example, but other animals have it. Your hands or their hands have scent glands to it. And in order to limit the amount of scent you're leaving behind, you cover up the scent glands. And you're walking, and that could be part of it as well. That was something I was discussing.
Could be. I don't know why they do it, but I just know that they do.
Yeah, I just one day I want to have like this, a show where, and tonight's guest is Sasquatch, and he's smoking a cigarette. Well, when we climb in a mountain,
get grimace on his side.
Yeah. Well, it's really funny about the grimace because Adam said, have any of the situations Greg has been in caused him to really grimace? Go figure. So, I'm sure, but
Adam, I love you.
Adam is a great guy, very knowledgeable, military experience, very logical in his in what he's thinking and the theories. So I love his work as well. But part of for this, premiere that's coming up, I'm just going to post this for a second. It's called The Vanished. And Greg is doing a Paracon and premiere January 31st. And if you look in the chat, you will see that this will be taking place January 31st at the Gardendale Civic Center, 857 Main Street. Yes, Gardendale, Alabama, 35071. Tickets, I post the link, are on Eventbrite. And let me just share that if I can, because I want people to see that as well. This is The Vanish. It's on Eventbrite. And see if that pops up as well, because they don't make everything sharing. It's it is a very affordable ticket. 17, $20. I mean, that's like a cup at Starbucks. Get a coffee and a muffin, and you're in the whole. Or if you have kids that like everything Starbucks, I don't. Well, I actually do, but one of them goes to college. But part of that also is, Greg is looking. If you want to. I'll let you do the promo for it, but there's some sponsorship taking place here. We can plug that. I mean, what a great place to get undivided attention if you're a business owner, if you're a craft person, if you sell Bigfoot stuff, Bigfoot sex toys.
Even possibly a grimace here and there.
Yes, but, a grimace here.
And it's a Paracon. It's not just a premiere.
Yes.
There's some fabulous speakers. There's a fabulous lineup. As you know, you'll be there.
I'll be speaking.
Will be there. You'll be speaking. Trey Hudson will be there. He's speaking. Natalie Smearman, she'll be there speaking.
Yes.
There is a whole. We have Melissa Adair. She's going to be there speaking.
Yep.
There's going to be a whole host. I can't unless I have that list in front of me. I can't remember them all. But
Adam's going to be there, right? Is Adam?
Adam will not be there.
He has a conflict on that.
Yes, he does. He's got a conflict.
So there'll be a cutout of Adam, so that if you want to take a picture with them.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get Discount Adam to come. I'll probably get
Discount Adam.
Yeah. I'll get Discount Adam. And I know this other guy with a British accent. I'll get him to come and he'll play Discount Adam.
Oh, we need like a little.
Or an Australian. I can get I know another Australian. I get him to come.
Yes, we could probably get an Australian to come, and that would kill him.
That would.
Yeah. You got a bloody Kiwi. You got a bloody Kiwi. Yeah. It's gonna be so much fun at this conference, and Paracon, and it's a great thing to do. Please, come on. Take a trip. It's Alabama. It's a beautiful state. And unless you have New York,
it's indoors, so it doesn't matter if it's raining outside. It don't matter.
No,
it ain't gonna rain on the inside.
No, it's not. And I'll tell you that the hotels in the area, which are really close to, it's less than a quarter of a mile to the hotel. I think it's like 3/10 of a mile to the center, the Civic Center. Very, very affordable, like super affordable. And what a great place. What I will be. I'm gonna post this up as an image. But this is, if you're looking to sponsor what's going on at the conference, or if you're, I'm just trying to bring it up so I can see it. But there's a whole bunch of different options for you. You can, as far as sponsorship, you can share 8-foot by 10-foot vinyl that they're going to have the logo on. It's per location. There's a 3-foot by 3-foot vinyl, and there's different pricing. It's if you want to sponsor the film, there's an option for you there, which is you get your logo and credit at the end of it, and the contact information in this graphic that I have here, and who you're going to contact is a relicfilmsmedia@gmail.com. please get involved in this stuff. You have the undivided attention of a bunch of devoted people to this, to Greg and what he does, as well as to this premiere and the subject matter. So I just wanted to make sure everybody, I want people to sponsor this.
Well, it's going to be a fun event. It's going to be a fun event. If the typical people that goes to this bigfooting stuff, they hunt, they fish, they're typical outdoorsmen. So if you've got anything outdoors that you're in business with, it would be a good place because you get a captive audience right there.
Yes, you do.
So, yeah, you got a good captive audience, and it's a good way to get your brand out.
Right. I'm going to talk to one of my buddies owns an outdoor store here in Florida, and I'm going to see if he wants to sponsor and just send something in for you and, get his name out there on this premiere. So I'm going to show him that flyer and let him know that it's there. And you're right. I mean, everything that has to do with what we do and what you've been doing with, filming this and documenting experience after experience after experience yourself. And again, let's go review some, there's Adam Davies, Natalie Smearman, Melissa Adair, there's yourself, there's a bunch of people involved in the film.
Trey Hudson, Jerry Millwood from NCI.
Yep.
There's just Jessica Jones. She's going to be there.
Great
Cryptid huntress herself. Yep.
She's been on. She's a friend of mine. I use remote viewing on everything I do, just so you know. I've been using it before. Ronnie LeBlanc said, "We're the first ones to do it." No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Go back to Boston, Ronnie. But all these people are amazing knowledge base. Fun and great to be with, great to hang out with. Really good,
a lot of
great souls.
Yeah, a lot of good people. I don't hang out with bad people. I seriously, I don't. I don't film with them. I don't hang out with them. So if they appear in my films, they're going to be good people.
I agree with you. And I got jealous because he's doing a sequel. He did Land Between the Lakes as well, right? I don't know which what was the title? Is it Land Between the Lakes? What was the title of the?
Okay, which one? Because I did first one.
That's the first
part
one.
It's part of the Cryptic Expeditions series.
Right.
My very first film was Cryptic Expeditions, The Legend of the Downey Booger. The second one is Cryptic Expeditions, The Land Between the Lakes. And
okay, that's what I was trying to figure out, because they had things a little bit backwards on when I did the bio before. When I always try to get people's bio up there. And I think Jessica's going to be there too, right?
Yes, Jessica's going to be there. She'll be speaking.
Yep.
So I mean, the speakers list is just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And so if you like, and it's a variety of things. It's not just Bigfoot, there's a variety of things that's going to be going on here. So
he's having me do extraterrestrial. Yeah, I'm doing extraterrestrial midgets.
That's right. Midget grimaces going around.
Little and he's like, "You're not going to talk about extraterrestrials?" And like, no, little people. I said, "No, I'm going to bring a whole shitload of little people with me and let them talk." But I'm going to do. I think I am doing UFO based stuff, but it's going to tie into The Vanished in many ways. So kind of build up a little bit more of that suspense. But and I'm looking forward to it. It's like I love. You know what?
Hey.
I will hang out with Greg. I'll hang out with all these men and women. I love all you guys to death, and it's great to know Greg is extremely hysterical and a really good, wonderful. No, seriously. And when you were doing what you were doing, playing around and like some of the fun and the joking and stuff, I'm like, oh God, I think I just met my spirit animal, my brother. I'm like, fucking A, we're in. And when we started going back and forth, and it was just like, This is good.
If you know, you know. You know.
Yeah.
If you know,
you know. Natalie, who does Paranormal Among Us with Paul.
Yeah.
Great show. Please go subscribe to it. Love you, Natalie. Adam Davies
should be there making sandwiches.
Yeah, oh shit. We're never gonna hear the end of this one. He's never gonna hear the end of this one. I'm just like, like, oh my god, he's bloody dead. Yeah. We're gonna talk a little bit, but that Lambert, I'm telling you, we saw a little bit of a teaser. Is that still on Relic Films on YouTube? Which is all these links are going to be in the description. By the way, the Eventbrite link to get your tickets going to be in the description. Just go, $20. I'm not here to spend your money, but it's after the new year. Yeah, start the new year off right. Take a road trip with the family. The kids are going to probably be still off from school for whatever reason, and
could be.
It's fun.
It's 12 and under are free.
12 and under are free.
And if you're a veteran, at the door, it's $5.
How about
veteran
that?
or active military?
Right. Now, veteran, are you talking about people that are married or actually armed services? No, I'm joking. I'm going to get in trouble right there. But she was talking about what you did afterwards, and I need you guys to just go to Paranormal Among Us. I'm going to put it up as a post on my YouTube because what she described is going to blow your mind, all the stuff there, and I'm not going to give it away. I mean, like, you want to talk about a good promo? She just promoted the crap out of what's coming up after the Vanish. And the Vanish is amazing. I have the Vanish right here, right now. Is it all right if I play the trailer?
Oh, absolutely. Let's go.
Okay, and then we can get back into discussing it. So, folks, here it is. Take a watch.
It was in August 2008 that one of the greatest mysteries on disappearing people happened in this very spot.
I picked up on a person because I was getting the missing person data, and I wrote missing person, so I did what we do in remote viewing. It's called deep mind probe.
And kill these things.
What things?
Do you think his body is still in that area?
I think I'm going to need to get a team together.
There it is.
Intriguing.
Very intriguing. I'm going to remove this for the time being, but I just think like when you dropped that, I was like, wow, this is great. This is going to be fantastic. And Oklahoma Nana would love you for the wrench. We are totally happy about that. Now that I have someone in chat, I'm going to give them a wrench one more time. But it's at Eventbrite. Please go check that out. Please go buy your tickets. This year, I'm still giving out free hugs. I mean, I think you did a fantastic job with that event. Yeah, I thought that was just fantastic the way you presented it. And and
Well, that
doing
was my
the
first one ever, so I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, you never forget your first.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll be giving out free smells at the conference too.
Yep. Free smells at the conference. That as a moderator. Oh God.
Where
There we
did
go.
you film it?
Where was it filmed? A little bit of it was filmed in North Georgia, but it was primarily filmed in Southern Tennessee.
So yeah,
near the Townsend area.
Yeah, I drove through that to get to everything.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, they have a big festival there every year in Townsend, Tennessee, where a lot of people show up to. And I'll be doing a special showing of The Vanish there too.
Oh, so you're going to be okay. When is that festival?
Oh, that's not until May. I think it's the first Saturday in May.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I drove through Georgia. I have a tough time with Georgia. Sometimes people are
go
nice.
Around.
Sometimes
go around Georgia. Georgia.
You know what it is? It's sometimes some of the people are not nice, and there's cops everywhere. I mean, unbelievably everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just looking for tickets. They're just looking to whatever. But this time I'm cutting up through Tallahassee. I'm going to go right up and eliminate my Georgia time.
Yay.
Yeah. So and it's gonna be a great time. I gotta tell you though, I think what would be really interesting is a show or a podcast. That scene you framed with Natalie and Adam sitting each other across from each other, I'm like, oh, I could have fun with this. Have them like point, counterpoint, editorial on something and just watch them go at it. That would have just be very interesting.
Don't tip me with a good time, Bryan.
Yeah, well, I'm just throwing it out there. We're just trying to promote.
AI does a lot of very unethical things.
Well, Rob goes, I have a hard time traveling in most states. No, the problem I had is, when you are licensed and you have concealed carry, and that's, look, I'm all for any type of carry, but if you go and you get your conceal and your license, you go through the whole process, it adds a bit more of like really good weight to the fact that you're licensed, you've been whatever, you took a safety course, whatever it is. So there's reciprocity. If you're licensed and they recognize your license in other states, 90, like a bunch of the states recognize it. When I was going to the conference in Missouri, I planned it because I carry, and it doesn't necessarily be on me all the time, but I carry, and I don't leave it behind in my vehicle. It's very close by when you need it. They sent me into the worst state you could be on, with the exception of New York and maybe Jersey and parts of Maryland or whatever. And it was like, okay, now go take this road into Illinois. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh goodness.
And now I'm like, I stopped at 11 o'clock and I'm like, where am I? And there's the big sign, land between the lakes. And no one's there, Greg. No one. Dead silent. And I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I mean, this is not where I want to be solo with whatever. But when I'm traveling really late and I'm, like a school, like a church lady I was driving.
The land between the lakes it's a big area. So more than likely you were safe. But I don't know. It's some weird stuff that happens there. That much.
Oh yeah. Sure. I mean, it's a weird state. I got to be honest, where it is.
Mm-hmm. It is. But I go back to kind of like my shirt here, the home of the Downey Booger. If people in your audience want to see something that's very unusual, when we filmed the Downey Booger, okay, I've already mentioned it took a couple of years to film Downey Booger, and I was getting weary. I was getting very weary because I wanted the money shot of Bigfoot, right? You know, and we wasn't getting it. So I was like, but I kept seeing these orbs, these little balls of light that, you know, would come around. They would interact with us. I didn't know what to think of them. I thought I was going crazy at first, but no, they're really there. And eventually my camera guy started seeing them. Everybody started seeing them eventually, right? So as I'm like, hey, look, you know, I don't know what these orbs are, so let's just go film them, and at least we'll have something, right? So we go to this place over in Georgia, and sure enough, you know, right on cue, we see an orb, and it was an interesting night. There was a storm coming. There was no kind of moon or anything. It was very dark. We rented a real high-end camera that was passive. It didn't use any kind of infrared or anything like that. So we could virtually see in the dark. And I thought, you know, we had a good night because I knew that we had picked up some orbs, right?
Yeah.
What I didn't know, in one frame, we caught this crawler. This thing crawling between us and this orb, and definitely a Bigfoot doing this crawly thing, right? And so Brent had just turned on the camera and just boop right then, and just caught this thing unexpectedly. And it's like an oh shit moment. It's like, oh crap, I'm on camera. So it's like frantically trying to move out of camera frame.
Gotta go.
And and the camera is trying to focus in on it, right? You know, you can sit there and look at the cameras trying to focus. So there's something there. And then while this thing is panicking, the orb behind it starts going nuts, just getting bright, dim, just undulating. And the camera gives up focus on this crawler thing and then focuses in on the orb. And then the crawly thing turns blurry and then goes off screen.
Yeah, I don't watch it on watch it, but try not to watch it on a small device.
Yeah,
you can still see, but try to watch it on a bigger. It's on Tubi. To be brutally honest, it's right there. It's free. Go watch it. Tubi's a great channel for distribution. It'd be better if you get people to.
Well, Tubi, Roku. It's on a bunch of them. It's on a bunch of streaming ones.
So in the same movie, and I just watched it today, by the way. And it was really, really well done. I loved everybody that was involved in it. Especially, I forgot his name at the end, who, he was talking about the astronomers, and he was helping you, and you had him on like a video call.
The Barackman guy?
Yeah, I believe so.
Cliff Barackman?
No, not Cliff. It was the guy with the beard and the glasses. He was talking about the astronomy nerds that get better. They've caught more things than NASA at this point, and I forgot his name. I'll go back to it, but he was great, and he gave you some really good, solid information. But I love the thinking process of you and your team that you were doing this movie with. But when you were in there, I saw something. Was that a FLIR that you were holding? It looked like it was like
it was a thermal camera. It was.
It was a thermal camera. Okay.
It was.
When do you take those thermals out to use them?
As soon as I got a thermal, we carried them out, and I carry them with me all the time now. But what was interesting about that was, part of the time where I was using that thermal, I saw this thing crawling down a hill toward us, and it got over to this log, and it kind of pushed up on the log, and then kind of dug back down, and then vanished. Woof! It was gone. I thought, I was recording. I was recording that whole time on my phone. I'm like, yes, great footage, great.
Got him.
Nah, it just was corrupted. The whole, everything in there was corrupted. So I got very little thermal footage.
Yeah. So when you do the thermal, you carry it with you, but you use it. Do you use it during the day and night, or just mostly darker situations?
Just mostly in the dark. I seldom go out during the daytime now.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that I wanted to change and return to the LBL, I had a group go out during the daytime and get footage during the day.
I'm begging you. Keep the damn thermal on you during the day and use it. You had a scene. It's very similar to the brothers that had an encounter. The horses reared up. They sent something and whatever. They saw these two women, or I think it was women, on horses. And this horse, they got spooked real bad.
Right.
And I guarantee you, the minute you saw that, if you whipped out your thermal, you would have gotten an amazing thermal image of a Bigfoot.
I thoroughly believe you. I didn't have a thermal at that time,
right?
But the scene that you're talking about was 100% organic, not set up. It was that happened, and we were descent. We went up to the top of that hill to find the oldest, tallest tree that was up there, right? And as soon as we got up to the top of that hill, all of our cameras shut off. Just boom, 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 boom. We had 4 cameras. All of them were shutting off, and one would come on intermittently. Just, and the only images we got up there is Brett's face looking down in the camera. It's just looking at the camera. Broken. That's all. That's all we got. And then as soon as we got back down the hill where those horses were, they all booted up. Boop, 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 boop. Just like
you were far enough away. So my theory, I was a Bigfoot, flesh and blood. I'm not going to go too long into it. I had an experience in 2015 that told me this is not just a flesh and blood creature. It went from point A to point B, split second. And for my studying of because I was studying physics and astronomy, I said the only way this could happen is if he opens a portal, jumps in, comes out, because that's instantaneous, the ability to do that. And I believe they have an innate ability to go from flesh and blood into other forms of energy before going interdimensional, and including cloaking. And that's why the only thing that I'm aware of on this planet right now that will bypass all the cloaks, they can go invisible in front of your face. They can't get rid of their heat signature. There is always heat with some form of energy, even in the transferring. So that's why I'm saying keep that. You'll be surprised what you catch. That's why it's always good to even have it on the ready. I know it's crazy because it's daylight. What we do with thermal, and I prefer the rainbow versus the black and white because it gives you a little bit clearer the way it processes, whatever. But I promise you, if you at that point, if you did have a thermal, you would have had your money shot.
Yeah, I'm sure I would have if I would have had a thermal.
Yeah, so, and this is let me explain something. Greg, he's we're all doing this on whatever budget we can muster up at the time, and I love the fact very, very it's extremely intelligent man that knows how to I'm going to jerry rig this, I'm going to make my own that, and genius when you were discussing some of the camera rigs that you were creating. You do what you have to do, and it's not like if we got, it would be great though if they gave you we're going to give you $100,000, Greg, and just film us something for the Discovery Channel. You'd be like, yes. But even then, I would. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I would squeal, absolutely squeal, squirt and squeal.
Let me.
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason why. I have a friend that does. I have a bunch of friends that do movie production work and post and whatever. And one guy I've known since we were 9 years old, and he was sleeping. He's like, it's 5 a.m. I heard this voice. I'm like, I know that voice. And I opened my eyes, and there you are on TV. And I'm like, cool. So we started talking, and he goes, hey, we just signed the Paranormal Twins. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You've known me how long? I do this. Sign my ass. But working on something to develop something. And the only reason why I want to develop a show is so that we have the, I'm like, okay, Greg's going to come and he's going to film, and we're going to kind of do the code, whatever it is. But we need that $70,000 drone. We need 2 of them. Come on, bring them in. That's the only reason why you want your own show, or
Yeah.
somebody else, because there's a really big difference between the $70,000 drone, the $300 piece you stick on your camera, and then even the smaller ones. That's $1,200.
Yeah, the $29.99 Temu drone.
Yeah, the Temu drone. It does come back with a fortune cookie, though. It's
yeah,
like,
leave those at home. Let the kids play with them and tear them up. That's about what they're good for. Don't. If you're going to use a drone and put it in any kind of production, you have to have a drone pilot license. So,
right. How hard is it to get that, though?
Well, Brent says it's not all that. Well, it's kind of hard, but it's kind of like your driver's test or something like that. You have to study for it a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're not just going to come off do up in there and just take it and pass it. You have to do a little bit of preparation for it, but it's not all that bad.
Deliverance. I saw a Deliverance quote. I'm like, Jesus, you got burning lips. I'm not going to do that.
Greg.
Yeah, yeah.
In your studies of the cryptids, where these events happened, and being cited, does the geology of the area have any impact? I saw the mountains. You're talking about land between the lakes. I haven't been to LBL, but is there something to do with the water, ley lines?
I know where you're going with that. Okay, and one of the things I'll say geologically, that I've noticed, there's lots of quartz in the area, lots and lots and lots of quartz. So if you can look on the ground, pick up a big wad of quartz, you might be in the right area to at least see orbs, right? Another geological factor is running water, not necessarily just water, but running water. So there needs to be some sort of current or something, and what that does is it just creates a little bit of energy, right?
Piezoelectric.
Yeah. So the land between the lakes used to be called the land between the rivers. So they just took 2 dams, dammed them up, and then they became the land between the lakes. But there's still a current there, So the land between the lakes has quartz, and they have the running water, and so do these places in Georgia and Alabama that I went to, and in Tennessee. And lastly, at the land between the lakes, it's at an intersection of ley lines. There's an intersection of ley lines there. So that, I think, sort of magnifies what all is going on there. It's just the history of that place, I really think leads a little bit of credence to having some sort of scars on that land. And if nothing else, there's going to be spooky stuff going on, like ghosties and stuff.
Okay. Bryan, Greg just gave a great lead in to show kind of looking at doing in the new year.
And
very, very interesting. The quartz and running water.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I literally just got contacted maybe a week ago by someone, and they're like, "What kind of cryptozoologist? Are you a real cryptozoologist?" And I'm like, "As much as you can be. I don't have a freaking fucking degree in it."
Do you have a diploma in it? Yeah, I was going to say, do you have a real diploma in it?
I'm sure I can get one from some internet based university for $100, but as I tell people, I've seen some shit, okay, and I know a lot about a lot, but quartz has been used for thousands of years as a source of light energy It's a storage. It can be used like a hard drive. You can store stuff on it. It can be used as a battery. And my personal opinion is, I would go so far to say that 99.999% of these cryptid type sightings, it's not just Bigfoot, it's Dogman, it's those fucking creepers or whatever you want to call them. Fucking rakes. I hate those fucking things. And some other things. These are most of them are ones that, in my opinion, can go from our timeline and dimension into an interdimensional type of portal. That's my personal opinion.
Yep.
I believe they, like Tesla did, if you know 369, if you know a sound frequency vibration, free energy, which is everywhere. It's in the atmosphere around you. But, you know, it takes too much energy of that free energy to convert it. It's a longer process. But when Greg and his team went up that mountain, and Greg and his team go up there with these big ass battery packs for their cameras and whatever, it's like, ooh, and they suck them dry. Yeah. So, but I think they use the quartz and they store it every time they go from point A to point B or whatever. I think they store some energy, or they're able to. I think those are collectors of energy, of the free energy, and they use those little bits and pieces to it.
You know, I don't pretend to know all the science to it, but all I know is there's some causation here. There's quartz in the area. There's running water in the area. You know, that's the two main things that I've seen.
Yeah, I forgot, and something that I really loved and I know you filmed, you know, in the Downey Booger. Speaking of which, I just want to get this question before I get to this point, but where is this? Paranormal Newfoundland podcast. Jen from that show asked, does Greg have a link tree with merch? Which we'll work on that if you don't. We'll put a link tree together. I'll give you whatever it is, but I usually link tree for everything because it's all my links in one spot. His merch may be interesting. You know, I did do a shirt for him with the moist, and he happy birthday again. But yeah. So what I loved about, even though you're not happy with it, and I know I've done some films and stuff and artwork, and I have a certain vision in my head that sometimes doesn't come to life in front of me, and you kind of rework it and rework it. You're like, no, let me do it this way, whatever. I love the people that you were interviewing and talking to that have had experiences. And that one guy who was older, he's telling you about it as a child. And he told, like, I peed my pants. And that's embarrassing for anybody to admit to. But I will tell you this, folks. I don't call some of these experiences depends moments for nothing. They are, Greg, you will test. When you see how big and massive a Bigfoot is in real life, even if it's for just a couple of seconds, you see that. Or if you're lucky enough to be anywhere from 6 inches or less or more, you know, like close up, you're not running to it. You're not. Even though you've waited your entire life to see it. It's just, it's a depends moment.
It is. Careful what you ask for, though. Yeah. You know, with some people, it consumes them, and their whole life is consumed after that.
Yeah.
With some people, they just completely withdraw. They never get out into the woods again. But in all cases, it affects people. You know, so some people is more apt and capable of handling such a sight than others.
Right.
So, you know, I don't really recommend everybody going out and looking for these things.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because you just might find one, you know. And I really think they're more common than what people think, you know. It's not every time you go out. Do we have encounters? No, that didn't happen every time. It probably happens 10% of the time, and so therefore
Yeah.
it takes a long time to make a real film, not something that's kind of goofy and staged and contrived and all that like you'll see on some channels. I don't do that. I refuse to do that. And that's why it takes me a long time to make a film. And as much as I had seen when I saw the one in the Land Between the Lakes, I was at the back of the truck, like getting gear ready, and it was at the front of my truck, and and this thing's growling, and my camera guy goes nuts. He's like, "Hey, we got to get out of here. We got to." I'm like, "Dude, calm down. It's why we're here." And I'm like trying to grab him. I grabbed the back of his coat, and then thank goodness, Adam was there. His military training kicks in.
Yeah.
And so we get grouped together, and this thing is not intimidated by. There was 4 of us right there together. It was not intimidated by us at all.
Nope.
None. It was just every time we'd take a step forward, it would growl. Just I can't imitate it, but it was a deep guttural growl. Just resonated inside your body. You could feel it more than anything. But you could hear him on that film. If you watch The Land Between the Lakes, I recommend you use either headphones or something with some big bass, so you'll hear it. And when we premiered it in the theater last year, there was one of those growls in particular where the whole audience just all at once they gasped. They just went, all at once. And it was even when you're not there, it had that kind of effect on people, so that encounter lasts like 25 minutes, so if you're really looking for a real encounter, watch that film. It's amazing.
Let me definitely watch that film. And I what was great was, I gotta be honest, Adam's experience there, because that I think took him and threw him for a loop. He's had experiences, but that one really was just.
It did, and I'll tell you a secret, and I don't know if he's watching still or not.
Probably.
He's been in firefights and everything. So he's been in some dicey situations, to say the least. He was not concerned so much until I told him that there was another one off to our left throwing rocks at us. He turned around and his eyes got real big, and you can see him. He says, "Oh my God, they're flanking us." And
classic behavior.
Yeah, and he used it in a military sense. He because they had to have coordination to do that. So in other words,
he's here.
He had went on to say, then he was actually concerned, because the Bigfoots knew what they were doing, and they had already accomplished what they were doing, what they wanted to do. They had flanked us.
And this is what I loved about his reaction, because I've been through this numerous times, but I have not had military training. I was this close to it was between the Coast Guard and the Air Force, and the Coast Guard had a better golf course, but that's a totally different story. But I thought about seriously. I thought, you go there, get in shape, get a little more direction, give me more time and some money. But his reaction, given what he knows militarily, because I'm very good friends with a lot of people in the military. Matter of fact, if you ever seen the movie Black Hawk Down, in the opening sequence, they arrest a warlord who's smoking a cigar. My friend arrested him in real life.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I know the guy that caught Saddam Hussein. I know it's crazy stuff, but it's critical to know their style and how they hunt. And this is another thing. We talk a lot about Bigfoot and these creatures and the flanking. I will guarantee it, first of all, and I'm going to say this right now because it's from experience. I known this for a while, and I just didn't admit the last part of it. If you have a Bigfoot in the area, you have a dogman in the area.
Mm.
If you have a dogman in the area, you have rakes in the area or creepy crawlers.
Mm.
There's something about the connection between the dogman and the rakes or the crawlers. There's a huge connection there. Now, there was a couple of scenes when Natalie was talking about the last, when you just finished some filming for the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sitting in the audience and I'm like, I'm like, I can't type it and I want to say certain things, but there are moments when you're in the woods, and it happened in your film, Land Between the Lakes, actually. And I don't think you were aware of it. Maybe Adam was, but there were times when, if you have the crawlers coming in, the Bigfoots and the dogmen at this point, which is astonishing, will do something to distract the crawlers to protect the humans. And I'm putting Adam wrote, that's exactly right. It was a coordinated strategy. It was astonishing, especially given that I'm familiar with great apes in the wild. Yeah. I've talked to people that worked with the grand dame of the great apes in the wild, because as a researcher of this, suppose that I had originally thinking it's a Gigantopithecus, I want to know what you're dealing with, and they do have a lot of characteristics, but I think they're separate. Mm-hmm. Yes, Greg.
I do want to kind of throw this little nugget in there.
Sure.
Going back to the Land Between the Lakes, when they used that strategy, they gained the upper hand on us. And when they gained the upper hand on us, things kind of calmed down a little bit. In other words, it was mission accomplished, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now let me fast forward to just a few weeks ago, again at the Land Between the Lakes. The first night, us and the girls went in. They went in kind of passive, blah, 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 singing shit. It didn't work. We didn't have much going on. We had a little bit, but it wasn't like as intense, right? So we went back in again with a different strategy. We're like challenging them, right? So the girls go in just raw, challenging them. And, we challenged them all right. So all this, these creepy crawlers started coming in. And, and then I saw that, the creepy crawlers just doing, it was weird. It was like galloping toward us, right? Or toward me specifically. So, I pulled out my pistol and, Natalie bear sprayed it and got everybody's lungs infected with bear spray. And we had to retreat. We retreated back down to our cars. So, again, after they had established dominance, things calmed down. So, I think all they're wanting to do in a lot of situations is establish dominance. Hey, they're the big creature there, right?
Right.
They're the big boys there. And I will say this. So last year at the Land Between the Lakes, cameras both went off at the same time, clockwork. They always do that kind of crap. So Martin was a little bit ill and people were tending to him. And I was going to see if I was going to find any tracks in front of the truck. Well, got in front of the truck. It's a gravelly road, no tracks. But I was like, I wonder if they're still around, because things had quietened down a lot. So I growled just really, really loud, just roar! And immediately I heard boom, boom, boom. One had stomped. The one that was doing all that growling at us, he stomped 3 times in response. And about that time, Brent was, walking up to us. The guy was like, "Oh, we got to get out of here." So he was walking up to us, and he's like, "Oh, did you hear that? It responded to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it again." So I do it again, right? I go, roar! And this time it stomped again, but it was just off the edge of the road. Boom, 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 and you could feel these stomps. He stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I wasn't armed at the time. And I was like, okay. But that, to me, that was direct communication. I don't know what the hell I was saying to it, right? But whatever it was, he didn't like it. He was stomping, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But it was direct communication. And we had similar action happen again when we went to the Land Between the Lakes just a few weeks ago.
I'm just excited about, when Natalie, the biggest promoter of this, 100%. And again, go watch Paranormal Among Us, the episode where Natalie's talking. It's like, I think it's like
without
3 episodes ago.
Yeah, without her sandwiches, we would not have survived.
See, that's the problem. When she's walking around nice and calm, but then she's giving out a sandwich, like, but you're giving out free sandwiches, Mom.
We would have been famished without her sandwiches.
Yes, without her sandwiches. She's going to kill all of us tonight. But
she's going to shank me.
Yeah, probably. That's going to be Adam. He may need security at this point. But I've been meaning to message Adam, and I would love to have you on as well. And it's an open invitation. So expect it in 2026. I just try to book in advance, and I've tried to get you on, but it's like when I was at the Crossing Realms conference, Bryan was okay. This is where I am. I was just happy. I don't have to explain shit to anybody. Everybody got it. And actually, the night that when you came in and told everybody someone was with child, which is great. That was just fantastic. Good thinking. We were in the back, and it was like a bunkhouse, right? That was just, she's with child right now. And she's like,
no, I said she's expecting.
She's expecting. I thought,
she's expecting.
She's expecting. And I was like, oh, she's like, I'm not expecting. Oh my God, I thought you were dead.
I went around telling everybody to congratulate Natalie. Just say congratulations.
She's expecting.
She said, you shit.
You piece of shit. She was great. And Natalie plays along too, so it's all good. We're all fun and games, but that night I'm standing out not where you guys went out the back door. It's beautiful. It's like a ranch, and it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's overlooking, and I was there with Miguel, and I think it was Miguel Rodriguez, a Sasquatch there. He's coming on as well, and he's to the left with Krista. I'm to the right. And we get a Dogman vocalization, and it was loud. It was no more than where that tree line was, and I would say that was about 100 yards. And I just did one of these, like, I looked, and he looked at me, and I'm like, you heard that, right? And we were like, yeah, that's a dog. I was like, that's a Dogman. And Krista was just like, holy shit. I had more Dogman vocalizations in Missouri than any other place I've actually investigated. And I investigated from Canada all the way down to the south. And now in more, I mean, I've been to a couple of other states to do it in the Midwest. But that was not my favorite cryptid to go up with and meet, but that was great. I mean, it was great with the child thing, and she's expecting.
Well, it's just all good fun with Natalie. She's a good sport about it. But on a serious note, I'm praying for her daughter. Her daughter's is in the hospital right now. So
yep, I just said prayers, healing, recovery, blessing.
Yeah, I hope everything is going well with her and her daughter. So just wanted to send good healing vibrations toward little Alex.
Yes, Alex definitely needs to send your love and your vibe to her.
Yeah. And maybe in there they'll be able to, like have a homemade class where they can teach her how to make good sandwiches, just like Natalie does.
It's gonna kill you. I think she needs the laugh at this point right now, because Natalie is just, and I feel for her because there's certain issues on our end as well. And so my thoughts, my prayers, and everything, the healing, send out those good vibes. On Facebook, please just pray for Alex, and
we'll do that.
And and someone actually put in, and it was Energy Shifter. He said, and while I have you, because we only have a couple more minutes left, what about attempting telepathic communication? Have you or anybody else, and Adam, if you want to chime in through text or whatever, ever attempted telepathic communication?
I can't personally say that I've had telepathic communication. However, I will say this: multiple occasions at the LBL this past time, I got sick. Uh, and there was one time I got very seriously ill on it was like I think it was like on a Tuesday night, and at the same time that I got very seriously ill, there was a Bigfoot that was up in that area, right? Because it had been making noises and kind of like it was all around camp, growling and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. However,
Right.
At the same time that I got sick, Jerry Millwood had an EMF detector. That EMF detector went off, and it was in the harmful range. So that I mean they corresponded exactly. They lined up. So I'm starting to think that it's not this infrasound that they necessarily do. I think it's they got something more of an EMF thing going on, because that would also explain battery drainage and file corruption and all kinds of other electronic phenomena that goes on.
Right. And Adam said I tried Trey's God box, which I love. I'm going to send you something, Adam, that's better than that. And it got very surprising results. I'll send it to you too as well, Greg. But so here's the thing: like if you have the ability to convert your energy, which is very on the quantum scale side of the thing, and you saw physics and what have you with your physical body, then vocally on that vocal spectrum as well as the physical spectrum, and I don't have a spectrum sheet to pop up here, you can then alter that spectrum.
I keep one in my pocket here.
Oh, you did? I think it's in the paper right now. It's like, there you go. There's a certain spectrum that they can do that, and it is a combination of infrasound as well as some kind of EMF, which again, we're all talking about different forms of energy and waves.
Yeah.
And people don't understand. That's why my study of physics, quantum, whatever, and my science studies and knowledge and it come into play a lot. And it, it's really interesting. I mean, they can mess you up in multiple ways.
Yeah. I mean, that was not the first time I'd been zapped, but it was probably the most serious time I'd been zapped. I got zapped really seriously twice while at the LBL. One time, it was so bad that when we got back in, a lot of times all the time, what we would do is go back to the campfire, kind of de-stress, talk about what happened and all that. No, I went straight to bed. And say anything to anybody, I just went straight to bed. And because I was so sick from,
Right. I mean, I had an experience in 2015 where it really tried it. It tried everything it could to get us to go, and the infrasound, it wasn't just infrasound, there was a pressure in the air, and it was an energy and electricity. And I always describe it as this: if you've ever been out like in the country, or you grew up in rural area of the country, and you get that summer storm rolling in, well, you get to feel the negative electrons in the air. You can feel it, and there's a pressure that builds. It is the same thing. And let me tell you something, it really does prey on your psyche, and you're like, it's a lot to deal with. They have it's amazing.
Yeah, so, in scientific terms, that's called the sound pressure level.
Yeah, sound pressure level. There you go.
Well, no, really. That's really what it's called.
A holy shit moment too, because a lot of times when we go out, we actually ask our psychic. She's in Arkansas, and everybody gets scanned before they come out to see if they're able to come with us, if they're a danger to themselves or the entire investigation. And it's for their safety, because you even said it yourself. some people do not have the constitution for this.
You're
I
correct.
have two friends. Well, I had two friends, and 2 years ago, took them to go see a Bigfoot. Unfortunately, like I said, if you have Bigfoot, you have Dogman. They saw the Dogman, and they don't talk to me. And you could see it in their faces. They wanted to cry. These are grown men, and they were like, I want to take me home. I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And they will not. They won't. They can't wrap their mind around it. And then you're right. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never go in the woods again.
Right. So
they like
that's why I don't advocate for everybody doing this. You do need to have a constitution to be able to handle what you see. Now, when I saw the little Reiki thing, I don't know what you call it. You know, crawler, rake. I don't know what it was.
It's the same thing. Those are nastier than nasty.
They are. It was very nasty looking. It shocked the hell out of me. So much so that I did pull my weapon, right, but I didn't fire. Now Natalie, she was quick on the draw and she did fire, but it was bear spray. But she was good. She was a good shot because she hit it.
Well,
she hit it with the bear spray.
Here's the thing. Tex had someone on his show about the property that had been in his family. I forgot what episode it is. It's Tex's front porch. And this kid was like, when it was his 13th birthday, whatever it was, he used to have this thing come to his window that kind of doesn't have a face and it's grayish and pale. And these are crawlers. And it's doing this to him to come out and scratch it on the window. And it scared the hell out of him. And he had enough at one point. And on his birthday, his dad kept a Mini 14 loaded 200 rounds, and he went out and he's like, F this, and he unloaded 200 rounds in this thing. His dad comes out, what the fuck are you doing? He explained, and they followed it. He goes, I shot it dead. It's dead. It was in a heap. And they found what they said was like a black inkish kind of dark, what looked like a blood trail, but not blood as in red. And he goes, Dad, I laid in 200 rounds this thing, and it was gone. So these things are really nasty, and there's something about them that when they want you, one of the main things they want from humans, this besides the meat they like eating, whatever, they want your skin. And there's been some communication with some people that I'm like, they're people that don't know each other telling about a similar situation, same creature, different areas. And they said they had communication and we're going to take I want your skin. I want your skin. I want your skin.
Oh,
that is enough to just like, no, not going to happen.
Not me. I didn't have any of it. I can't say that I had any of that. I didn't see the thing until it was charging at me, and it could have been a kitty cat charging at me, and I would have probably still been startled, but not freaked out,
Right.
So anything that's unexpected, it's going to startle you. But this thing startled me and freaked me out, So
welcome to the when Paul had his experience, I said welcome to the club Cryptid.
Yeah, and if you have the teaser to that, you'll be able to see my reaction.
I don't have the teaser queued up for this. I mean, I can go to your YouTube and pop it on, but if you want, we have a couple minutes. I'm going to go look that up, and then we'll share that. And let me go. Mark, do you have any more questions for Mr. Greg?
Who
is that? The return to LBL making the contact teaser? Okay.
Yes.
Who's your inspiration? Are we going from like Kubrick to Ed Wood? Is In Search of more of who you're patterning yourself on? It looks like you have some really interesting photography going on. What kinds of
We
movies?
do our own thing. We really do our own thing. I have an image in my head of the shot that I want, that I think would look good, and then I try to replicate that with the cameras. It's like, I built my own camera jib, because I wanted some higher elevation shots when I was doing some interviews. And you'll be able to see that in the Downey Booger, you know. But I don't really pattern myself after anybody. It's just my own thing.
You're composing something more like an artist is going to paint on a canvas.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
more independent
Mm-hmm.
minded. Okay.
Because I approach this as I don't know what I'm going to put together until I have it. Right? I don't have a preconceived notion of the type film that I'm going to do until I have the footage. I don't know what I'm going to be able to put together.
Right.
Other than the interviews and some interesting shots and things like that. I know that much, but as far as the story goes and all that, I don't know what I'm going to put together until I have everything. So I just do what I think is going to be interesting to people. I think I like good film. When I watch good film, I like good music. So I just try to put something together that I know I would like. And, I hope everybody else enjoys them.
Oh, I think everybody's going to enjoy it. I do have it downloaded. Let's go watch this, and then we'll come back and we'll you can share where you'll be and how to contact you and some more information, and then we'll say thank you very much. Hold on one second. Here we go.
I've been all over the place and heard and seen some strange things. Oh, we can separate. Oh, God almighty, there it is.
We went out to a cemetery area that I'd never been to before.
We heard some things that was running around us, and there were some indications that there could have been a Bigfoot or maybe even a dog man in that area.
You scanned the rest of the cemetery. Mm-hmm. Nothing showed up. No.
As this evil feeling and this sheer dread took over our bodies, we realized at some point this growl becomes so intense, and then it began to get lower and lower to the point that we no longer heard the growl, but we felt it penetrate into our bodies. Where the orb comes from, there's movement.
I see it. Like through that.
You should pick it up.
And sometimes things actually respond, which is kind of cool. Now, we've done this in the past.
Very brief, Paul. The less than a second was like a red dot.
I said, I ain't heard nothing. He said, something just said, hey, in my ear. And it wasn't just a few seconds. After that, we turned back around and was looking for the blob.
Don't do this to me.
Tom?
I just like his car.
And there it is. I mean, you already have everybody in chat going, "Oh God, that looks like I can't wait to watch this. Can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it too." And I mean, talk about a here we go.
It's it's going to be a minute before that one is out and ready. I still got to finish the Vanished. The Vanished is finished. I'm just kind of touching things up on it.
Director's cut.
Yeah. So it's going to be a minute before that one comes out, but it's going to be good. It's going to be real good.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's that area doesn't disappoint. It really doesn't. So it's an intense area. There's some places in this world where you just like you get there and you're like, oh, this is not. I was talking to my buddy that we used to go out all the time in the Northeast. We have Plan A and Plan B, and Plan B's always worked so much better than Plan A's. It just works that way. But I was the one that commented and go, we've done some really stupid shit in our lives. This was like, what the hell are we doing here again? And then you're like, you get this. I mean, I literally am 15 feet from Dogman sitting there. My buddy's screaming at me, get in the fucking car, and I'm urinating in front of it. Not because I was scared, because I had to relieve myself. And I'm like, wow, this is fucking stupid. Get in the car. But Greg, I can't thank you enough for coming on the broadcast and having fun, and I hope you did. Where could people catch you, or if they have any questions to ask? And if you do say, hey, I was in the chat in Third Eye Live, Greg, I have this question, whatever. Where can they catch up with you? And again, we're going to throw up the details on stage. So go for it.
Well, me personally, you can find me on Facebook, and you can catch up with Relic Films and the crew on YouTube at Relic Films and on Facebook at Relic Films Media. And if you would like to see either one of the two films, the first film, you can find it on Tubi and Roku and all the other streaming platforms, and The Land Between the Lakes, you'll be able to find it on relicfilmsmedia.com, and soon to be released on maybe some streaming platforms in the very near future. But right now you can find it on relicfilmsmedia.com, and you can also find the Downey Booger there too. So we come join our fan page, and come feel free to look over our page on Facebook, and we'll be periodically loading up funny stuff and behind the scenes materials on YouTube. So there's going to be lots of content coming up in the near future.
Oh, there was some fun. Yeah, you threw up some funny videos, and as much as this is really intense and it's great, and you're getting answers, and you have more questions, and this is what you want to do. There's also that downtime where where you decompress and debrief, as we used to call it. I used to call it like, let's have a debrief, and it was usually at a diner because we didn't have whatever, but it's fun. It's the best of both worlds with Greg, and you're gonna have a great time. Come out. Here is, once again, I'm going to add it to the stage, the Vanish Paracon premiere, 1785, and we're not talking about the year. We're talking your cost to go in. So grab the kids. Come in, meet all these people that do really fun and crazy things, and film it and see a great premiere. Buy yourself something and some souvenirs or whatever it is. And you can also advertise, you can sponsor. So we're going to put this all back up. It's going to be on the Third Eye Live page in Facebook, as well as in a post on this on the at Bryan Bowden YouTube. But I thank you. I can't thank you enough, Greg. Mark, any final thoughts or words or questions for Greg before we let him go back to get a sandwich?
I really enjoyed listening to the stories and what Greg has, put together. The clips. I'm gonna have to check out the movies as well. I was really impressed with how well you are capturing the interviews with the eyewitnesses and other researchers.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We try to give the audience a realism. That's what
Yeah.
I mean. This is real TV, so it's realism. That's what we try to capture. And I'll tell you a secret to some of these interviews. A lot of people didn't even know that the camera was running.
It's
yeah,
I remember
seriously.
Yeah. When there are people that get nervous on camera, even around even on our show, and they have a hard time. They can't focus, so you have to get them used to just talking.
Yeah. So, I was just sitting there just talking to them, and they were just, talking, and this story, this beautiful story was coming out. And, after the story it came out and it was already done, they're like, okay, well, we're going to start filming. I'm like, I'm done.
I'm done. Let's go.
I'm done.
That's right. So everybody's got to keep on their toes with Greg when they go there.
So, yeah.
You should see the video coming from the bathroom. The private stuff. I got to be honest, in these parks, when our campsite had its own little restroom. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll figure out a way to do it. That's why I always bring an extra tent, and I make up my own makeshift restroom for that. It's just, I mean, if you have to go, you have to go. So, but Greg, I can't thank you enough. I'm looking forward to January 31st. Actually, I'll be there a couple of days beforehand. And I think all of us will. It's going to be a great event. Thank you again. And of course, when you're welcome here anytime. This is your show
Appreciate
as well, and you come in. And Adam, again, open. I'm gonna send you a message. And no, we won't call ICE, so you're good. You're not going to have a problem, man. Always joking at him. I got to get Natalie on. There's so many different people I'm trying to get on the show. It's just the first year when you're doing this thing, I just wanted to have a good time. I wanted, I love Mark's question. Mark has great insight and questions, and he's a great guy.
He does.
And,
he very, very insightful questions.
Yeah, and we have a really, really great crowd and audience. We're getting more and more people, and I can't thank everybody enough, but I also got to thank you as well. My life is better for having Greg in my life. So
it's the guests who make the show.
Yeah, it is. And unless you're I'm in trouble now. I'm in trouble. Oh yeah. Trust me, Adam, we'll have a great time when we're out in the woods and doing investigations if I ever get into one of these. And I'm ready to go. Like when I'm like, I want to go. I want to go with other people, because being at the land between the lakes at 11 at night by yourself and no one else is on the road, it's a little unnerving. It's actually it's real bad.
It sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you go down the road a little bit, and I'm like, I need gas, and I didn't stop at the gas station that I passed, and it's just 2 lanes, and then you go like, oh, there's gas here, and then make a left. You start going down a hill, and you see the Children of the Corn, and you're like, fuck this shit. This is how all those movies start. I'm turning around. I'll go back. Yeah.
Somebody saying, boy, you got a pretty mouth.
Exactly. Boy, got a pretty mouth.
Boy.
Let me hear your squeal, Mark. Don't be joking. We're going to get in trouble. We are going to get in so much trouble. Boy. But yeah, it's going to be great. I don't even know who the hell we have coming on. Oh, we don't. Next Thursday, we may be taking off. Our show falls on the days before major holidays. So it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, and New Year's. And I don't think you want to waste your time with us. So we may do something special. We may do our interpretation of A Christmas Carol, and we're going to have maybe people come on. we don't know yet, or we may just give you guys a message and thank you.
Yeah.
But everybody have a blessed Thanksgiving. You too as well, Greg.
Thank you.
I know, and Natalie, we were all rooting and praying for you and Alex.
Praying for Alex. That's
yeah.
All for real. Praying for Alex.
She's an awesome, wonderful, again, another person that I am absolutely thankful to have in my life, my world. A wonderful, very strong and smart lady out there, and not to say that they aren't. She's really up there. She's on my team of 4.
Well, she's not really up there. She's
no, she's a little bit lower than that, but
yeah.
But it's her, Krista, Brandy, Mary Lynn, and Monica. Monica and these ladies know their shit, and
they do.
And Brandy, and they will kick your ass in a heartbeat, and it's actually beautiful to watch. We just sit back and go, watch what's going to happen. So thank you again. Everybody have a blessed Thanksgiving, and we'll see you probably the week after. So
see ya. Watch my stuff.
Thank you, Greg. I'm going to end it like I normally do with the song that, another song. And Mark, thank you too. Feel free if you have to go back in the, from the green room, you can hang out until after the song. We can talk when it's all over. But if you have to go, you go, and I'll just chat with you afterwards. But thank you. Good night, everybody. And if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this crap. 2 minutes, 44.
You, it's always been you. God showed me you. I have been searching decades for you. I found you, I lost you. My heart is broken without you. My soul aches for you. I need you, I want you. My days are filled with you. I've seen the future with you. My home is with you. I have felt the future with you. My nights are filled with you. Love is you. True love is you. My happiness is you. Every past life is with you. My dreams are filled with you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you. I will fight for you. I will defend you. I will give up my life for you. Whatever it takes for you. Nothing else matters but you. I love you. I love you. I love you. God showed me you. I have been searching decades for you. I found you, I lost you. My heart is broken without you. My soul aches for you. I need you, I want you. My days are filled with you. I have seen the future with you. My home is with you. I have felt the future with you. My nights are filled with you. Love is you, true love is you. Love is you, true love is you. My happiness is you. Every past life is with you. My dreams are filled with you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you. I will fight for you. I will defend you. I would give up my life for you. Whatever it takes for you. Nothing else matters but you. I love you. I love you. Life is meaningless without you. My future is with you.